thing. There we go, boys. We're live. We are live on a Thursday night, 6 o'clock on the dot. Excited for this one. Sean's outside. Bunting is there. How are we doing, Sean? I mean, the weather's been good today, hasn't it?
Yeah, very sunny over here in Hook. Got the bunting all ready for the weekend. Yeah, good day.
Awesome.
Enjoying it.
Yeah, t-shirts on, sun's out. All the houses look better when the sun shines out. I'm looking out of my window now, seeing the neighbours, and it's everything looks better in the sun. So we've got people joining us. As always, we're on Facebook. We're in a couple of different Facebook pages. So if you're joining, you're getting the alert that we're live. Drop us a like, drop us a comment. Let us know that you can hear us live and clear. We're on YouTube. We're on LinkedIn. All over the place today. All over the place. We've got a new face with us as well, or a newer face, because Kyle is still new in the game, really. But yeah, Ollie, how are you? And welcome to the party.
Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, really good. Thanks.
Good. Well, we're going to get more into this later on, but first of all, I'm going to say hello to Kyle as well. How are we doing, Kyle?
Yeah, well, good. Thank you. Yeah, good. Excited. Happy that the sun is finally making an appearance. It's about
good
time.
Stuff. We've got a couple of people checking in. Tristan saying good evening. Rael is saying hi, Ollie, and welcome, which
Thanks,
is good
Rael.
to see. So this weekend is Coronation Weekend, hence Sean's bunting. So we also want to know, as you coming in, what's everyone's plans? For the Jubilee, my road had a street party, but I haven't heard of a street party happening this weekend. So either we're not invited or there isn't one. But what's going on in your world, Kyle? What's happening in your road? Any news of a street party?
I'm sure I've heard stuff going on, and I just haven't paid attention to it enough to realise it was this weekend. But I'm sure that we will end up somewhere. I know there's a lot in the area. It'll probably be when I go to drive off the drive and realise I can't go half the places because roads are shut, that the penny will drop, and I go, street party.
Yeah, so Saturday is obviously the big day, but then bank holiday Monday as well. So I think this month, Ollie, just feels like 4-day week all around, doesn't it?
Pretty much, mate. Yeah. So, I say fortunately or unfortunately, my daughter's birthday is on the 6th. So that kind of clashes with the coronation. But we're just having some family rounds, a bit of food, a couple of drinks, that sort of thing. So just sort of have a nice day for her, really.
Yeah, she doesn't care about the king's coronation, does she? She's like, this is my day.
Well, she's
wearing the crown.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. But she'll be wearing the crown that day, definitely.
And what about you, Sean? What's the Egan gang doing for the weekend?
Yeah, all at my house. Gardens all ready, all buntinged up and decorated. Got the fences looking nice. So yeah, we've got some family coming around, some friends coming around. Make a bit of a day of it on Saturday. And then Windsor, on Sunday, we're gonna head into Windsor and go for a nice spot of Sunday lunch and take a walk around the big park, just to soak up some of the environment. So yeah,
nice. Well, as you're joining us and checking in, let us know what you're up to this weekend. We'd love to hear. And as always, on these Thursday chats, just put those questions in the comments. If you want to know what's going on with the market, what are we 5 months into the year already? Market update drops tomorrow. It's on YouTube if you haven't seen it. That's the sort of national market update, and I know a lot of the agents are kind of doing their individual updates as well. But I think there's no better place to start, first of all, than with the new business owner at Avocado, Mr. Hawkins himself. We've got a couple of people. We've got Darren flowing in with some nicknames here, I think, saying hello.
Yeah, that's right.
Mr. Winter, good to see you checking in. Ollie, how are you, and how excited are you for launch? And when is launch? When's the big reveal?
Well, launch is tomorrow. Buzzing for it, mate. Absolutely can't wait. Obviously, lots of preparation, lots going into it. So just nice to see it when it's realised,
Yeah. So what's the plan then? So tomorrow morning is the big launch. So everything's set up for videos and see what's going on there. But talk to us about the area and why you're launching in the areas you're launching in.
So I'm going to be covering Tadley and Thatcham. Myself and my family moved these ways about 5 years ago, and we just absolutely love it around here. To be honest with you, it's a great little area. It's sort of semi-rural in a sense, no more than 15-minute walk from our front door. You're basically in countryside. It's got great schools. There's a lot of investment going into the infrastructure around here at the moment. So we've got new supermarkets and new housing developments. So I thought it's a great sort of expanding area. So it's one that I thought was worth tapping into.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I think it's so important when you can work, kind of live and breathe an area that like that, and it's great to know an area where you live, because you feel very much part of the community as well, which is awesome.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Yeah, looking forward to watching that first
first
celebrity status video. I mean, it's a big one, isn't it, Sean? Remember you're down the lens, Sean?
Yep.
It's one of those where you were very confident actually with yours, weren't you? I remember you saying, I'll be fine with this, I'll be fine, but it gets most people sweating a little bit.
Yeah, good times.
Good times. We got Beth. Beth, who does conveyancing for some of the group. Really, really, really good conveyancer. She's checking in. Lovely to see Avocado expanding. Thank you for checking in. It's always good to see people are watching, and we're not just having a chinwag with ourselves. Carl, I'm going to come to you. What sort of conversations are you having with clients at the moment, property related? What's going on in the world of kind of Twyford, Woodley Airfield, some of the other areas you ventured into as well, Caversham, Sonning, Hurst, that area?
Yeah, definitely that it's starting to feel more like, I guess, business as usual, in the sense that houses are coming on, people are buying them, the market's moving, it's in a strong place. I think the drop in inflation is giving a lot of confidence. I think people have kind of had a few months now to get accustomed to the mortgage rates as they are, and people are just getting on with it. I mean, I'm literally working on one at the moment, which will be going live tomorrow. That's already had really good initial response. That last year with other agents that had struggled, but it's kind of full steam ahead. I mean, we could always do with more houses, but certainly things are going in a much more positive direction, and they continue to do so. There's definitely stability out there now.
Yeah, interesting. One of the stats that I put on the market update, Sean, that, like I say, is dropping this weekend, was that Zoopla, I think it was Zoopla reporting it, one of the places were reporting it, but there's now 65% more properties for sale than the same time in 2022. So from your point of view, in the kind of areas you're covering, Basingstoke, Hook, venture out with some of your personal and exclusive clients into different areas as well. But what are you kind of experiencing? Does it feel like there's more properties for sale, generally speaking? And are sellers happy with that? Because it means they've got a little bit more time to, upsize, downsize, sideways, whatever they're looking to do. Is it giving people a bit more time?
It should do. I'm certainly seeing in Basingstoke maybe twice as many properties coming on a weekly basis out of nowhere. But that's actually confusing the sellers that are on the market, because I'm seeing too many properties actually reduce their prices, rather than wait for the buyers to start looking a little bit more often. Properties are reducing prices probably within 7 days, 14 days, due to how many properties are coming on so fast. So it's a bit of a surprising market at the moment. Obviously, the people who are under offer already, they're loving it. Some of my sellers have got some great opportunities to go out and look at properties, whereas, if they were in the situation last year, they would be struggling and overpaying to rush to get to a property. So, Basingstoke, obviously, it's a big town. It's having a lot more kind of sort of impact, whereas Hook is still just going along really nicely. And the same amount of properties coming on, and I think that is actually giving people more time, certainly around here.
I think you said you got a couple of properties coming on in Hook this week, or they've just come on?
Yeah, signed up. I got an amazing 6-bedroom detached house in Holt Park. And it's also right next to a 2-bedroom apartment. So both of them coming onto the market. So if you're looking to upsize and you're looking for an investment, then why not have one on your back door? So incredible 2 properties that are coming on. Very stylish inside. Going to look great when they're all up and running. Yeah,
nice. Good stuff. Follow Sean's socials, because he will then be able to drop the portals on there so that you can get the jump on those properties before they go online. And we mentioned Ollie's launch as well. So I'm just going to put in the comments a link to Ollie's Facebook page. There's not much on there yet, but tomorrow's the big launch. So give it a follow, watch for those videos to drop tomorrow as well. And that's just been popped out on the comments for people to check out too, which is cool. One of the other stats that's going on is in 2019 is where people are kind of comparing the market to, because it was pre-pandemic and the pandemic has given us a bit of an erratic market and a bit of a crazy one. But buyer demand is up 16% in comparison to 2019. And that, I guess, when we're talking about, a lot of agents are talking about a normal market, or they're talking about a market that is no longer the craziness of what COVID brought. But to see more buyers looking, Ollie, now than what was back in 2019, I guess is a good sign, because the media are portraying that, you know, it's a bit doom and gloom out there, but in reality, it's not doom and gloom. It feels quite normal for us agents.
Yeah, quite agree. As with anything, you know, the press like to dramatise it somewhat and make things out that they're worse than they are. But I think, you know, if you look obviously where the base rate raised recently, but then obviously certain mortgage providers then actually reduced their interest rates, I think that is probably a sign to buyers that, you know, now is the time to start getting out there and doing what they need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kyle, from your point of view, I know you've been doing a series of advice videos. What's your kind of your top tips that you're giving to people at the moment, be it sellers, buyers, landlords? What are those advice videos, and what are you really trying to share with people at the moment from an information point of view?
Yeah, fun enough. I recorded one this morning just whilst I was on the walk, and it was something that came into my head. So I guess certainly for buyers, and I'll probably drop that over the next week. But for buyers, I would say at the moment in particular, if an estate agent is asking you questions, there's a reason why. Help the estate agent help you, because we're getting back to a market again now where estate agents will be having an expanded list of what they would regard as top quality buyers, and you want to make sure your name's on that list. So just like work with the estate agent more. If you viewed a house, viewing feedback. If the agent's calling, give them a call back. Don't leave it for days on end, because you'll find yourself dropping down that list. You won't even know it exists. But then you'll see a house that's ideal and you've not had the call, but it's still sold, and that could have been yours. Certainly for the sellers, I'm just trying to share, I guess, all the years of experience I've had and all the scenarios I've been through. I just think to myself, well, actually, most estate agents don't share this information. And sometimes it's something really simple and small that when you hear it, you can't unhear it and you think, well, why did I not think of that? But you don't know what you don't know, right? So I'll keep them coming. There's the whole new sort of mini triple series coming soon. I'm in the process of recording, so keep an eye out for those as well on the socials. I'll circulate that across Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm sure they'll make their way onto YouTube as well. So it's just trying to help as much as possible, whether you're selling with us or selling with someone else. It could be the difference between not selling your home and actually being able to move on. And actually, all we want to do is be able to help people as much as we can. So if anyone's ever got any questions, any queries, give me a shout, let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean, for people that are not on the market, that are sitting there thinking, right, Easter holidays are out the way, got a couple of nice bank holidays popping up, but the sun's out, maybe now's the time that I'm going to make the move. But at the same time, they're hesitant of whether to put the house on the market, because they might not have seen anything. But for those kind of Basingstoke and Hook, you know, sellers, potential sellers, but more significantly buyers at the moment, what would you say to them? Because I guess sometimes it's about that little bit of exclusive searching. And like Kyle says, if the agent knows what you exactly desire, especially us in the way that we operate, you know, if we can go out there and actively source for them, then we'd love to, wouldn't we? We'd love to help the local people and try and make their life a bit more streamlined. So what would you say to those kind of, you know, Basingstoke and Hook people that are sat there on the fence a little bit thinking, should I, shouldn't I?
Well, just make sure you're registered with us, because we have a system which will give you the priority properties before they go on the portal. So before they go on Rightmove, before they go on Zoopla. A couple of the properties that I've just taken on, which are not out there yet, if you're registered with us, you'll be alerted to those straight away, and then more details will follow. And as I just said, the market's changing so fast around here in Basingstoke and Hook. With so many properties coming on a weekly basis, like 20 a week in Basingstoke. So what you're looking for now might not be available now, but it certainly could be next week or the week after. So, and if you need to sell and you've got a place to sell, get yourself in a strong position, put your place in the market, and take advantage of this beautiful weather that we're about to have and that we have had. Get the fences painted and get them all ready for the photos.
Is it getting chilly out there yet, Sean? It's looking like it's
It's not
windy.
getting chilly, but I'm looking up because not only is the market picking up, but the wind is, and my parasol might fly away at some point.
I was just looking at the bunting starting to flutter around, thinking, it's just taking a slight turn outside here, hasn't it? You're not a million miles away
in a minute.
Yeah. Well, if you take off, it's going to be like a scene out of Up, and we'll just we'll catch you later, mate.
It's got weights on it, but there you go.
Sean makes a great point, and I put it in the comments. So the way that we work with our CRM, it basically means if you're actively looking, but you want something really specific, you know, if for example, you're checking in to see what Ollie's doing and you're looking for something in Tadley or Thatcham, very, very specific. Well, if you use the link that I put in the comments, you're going to get what we call the heads up before it hits portals. And effectively, that means you register yourself. So if you want a 4-bed detached for 600 to 650 in a specific road, you can register yourself only looking for that price range in that road in Tadley. And when Ollie goes and lists that property in 12 months time, 12 weeks time, 12 days time, whatever it may be, you're going to get an alert before that goes on Rightmove. So not only do we give people the opportunity to beat the portals on social, but if you're registered with us, you can register yourself specifically and change it. You won't get spam bots with loads of emails, and you can amend your registration yourself. It just means you're in control of your search, really. And I think that's a pretty cool thing, Ollie. You know, that's something that I guess for you won't have been able to have clients that have that opportunity before. So it's going to be fun to use it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very much, I think, the way forward in terms of the the self-management of registration, being able to change the details, because, you know, we all know, you know, we've called buyers a couple of weeks after we first registered them, and lo and behold, things have changed. And if they'd have let you know about that change, you might actually well have had a property for them, you know, before, you know, they found something else. So yeah, absolutely, it's a fantastic tool.
Yeah, well, there we go. It's there in the links, you know, whether you're watching on LinkedIn, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. I don't know why the icon for our Facebook channel has got a Santa hat on it. I don't think it does in the real world, but on StreamYard, it thinks it's Christmas today, which is pretty cool in itself. I love Christmas, but anyway, Kyle, coming to you, give us a little bit of an update. How is the market, Twyford area? What's going on over there?
Picking up in the Twyford direction. Woodley's gone a little, Woodley Airfield, I should say, feels a little bit quieter. But I mean, I know I've been out and I'm seeing people, and I think a lot of people are kind of just sitting on plans a little bit. I personally feel like this weekend is a big catalyst. It's like we said earlier, it's been like a month of bank holidays. I can't remember what a full working week, Monday to Friday, looks like. Obviously, for me, all that is a measure of traffic. So it's been a lot easier to get around. But I think people are, oh, well, yeah, we'll do it. But, oh, we've got another bank holiday. Or, oh, we're going away and we'll leave it. And so I think let's just have the big party this weekend for those areas and those little pockets and get that done. All round to Sean's to go have a little party in his garden with the bunting. And then, yeah, I think after that, there's going to be a big flurry. I personally am seeing a lot of activity this week in preparation for after the weekend. And I'm kind of getting the feeling that's in a much wider area as well. So
definitely check out the socials for after the weekend then, I guess, because that's when a lot of activities can happen. Sean, I know you had a bit of success, or a lot of success recently with a couple of new builds as well, or kind of properties that have been recently. Was it a conversion or was it a full new build?
So that house was a renovated property. So it's stripped right down to the brickwork, fully renovated. It does have that new home feel because, you know, it's had such an amazing job done to it. And then some of the land has then been split, and then 2 other new homes are going on there. So they'll be up and running probably in about a month and a half, maybe 2 months' time.
And that where did that buyer come from? Where did that all come from, out of interest? Because it's great to hear success stories as well, give people confidence in the market, because I'm definitely seeing loads more property boards going sold for all agents in general. But I know when we looked at the average stats in comparison to, just the average estate agent in the UK, we're having some really, really strong success across the group at the moment. So where was that one? And what did you do with the marketing on that one?
So pretty straightforward, really. So that was listed in Sunningdale, just around the corner from the high street. And obviously, being a renovated property, it has a bit of a premium going for it. So it was one of those ones where you think, what do you do? Do you put it on the market? Do you give it some social media, or do you sort of see how it fares? So same thing we do, or I'd certainly do with every property, is get it up on social media and give it the best launch to the market as possible. The initial idea was to run an advert and keep that going, and then book an open day within a couple of weeks. But it just went berserk within 24 hours, and my phone was just going nuts for people who wanted to take a look at it. So did viewings there within 24 hours, and sold at the full price.
Very nice, very nice. I thought while we're on the call as well, I just want to share with everyone one of the pages on our website that we built specifically for people that are either in the early stages of viewing, in the early stages of thinking and moving, or just generally interested in some Q&A, but they just can't be bothered to call an estate agent and get the blurb. We understand that there is a stereotypical fashion that an estate agent is going to chew your ear off if you give them a call. So if you just want some answers to some questions, jump on the website. This is our advice hub. So the advice hub is built specifically for sellers, buyers, landlords, anyone out there. You've effectively got this area guide bit here. So if you're looking in a certain area, for example, like Sean's Basingstoke location here, then you can go and get the location guide where Sean's written loads of detail all around Basingstoke, what's going on with schools, what's going on with the town, what's going on with different developments. And that's a really nice location for people to go and get all the information on these local areas. And then if people want to just a bit of Q&A, there's loads of videos. So, you can see Stephen here, Stephen's tips for moving home with children, Sean's tips for getting mentally prepared to move on. Ricky's estate agency jargon busting is a funny one. Loads and loads of videos there, as you can see, with all sorts of different tips, right down to like advice for landlords on tax, what a property chain is. Then you can ask us a question directly if you want to. You've got access to the landlord page podcast for property investors, and you've also got all of the blogs there as well. So you've got the April lettings market update, you've got my recent May one, should you sell or should you find first, top tips for buy to lets. Loads of stuff going on there as well. So I just wanted to share that with people. It's a great page to go and check out. It's called the Advice Hub. It's built for you, and it's something that I think is a really handy kind of tool for anyone that's interested in property questions as well. Ollie,
Ian,
touching base on the big launch tomorrow, kind of what's, from your point of view, what's your identity as a business owner? You've gone from best part of 20 years in property, would you say?
Yep. That's right. Yeah. So, just over 18 now. I mean, really my identity is really being part of the community around here. I'm a family man, got kids that go to the local schools, and really my passion is going to be helping my community out. We've seen things done so badly for so long. I want to shake things up and sort of set things right in the area.
Yeah, absolutely love that. And from your point of view, I know when we met up to kind of shoot the launch video that drops tomorrow at 7 o'clock, I think.
7 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, one of the key things for you was all around just giving people quality of time, because agency's quite fast, isn't it? It's quite a fast moving thing. It's very departmental led. And you've got a lot of experience dealing with landlords as well, which is even more departmental led because you're all over the place. Yeah. But in terms of your clients, they're obviously going to deal exclusively with you from start to finish. And I think that was a big thing for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. back in the old corporate days, you do a really good job with a landlord or a seller, you bring them onto the market. And then once you've done your part of the process, it goes on to another department. And then, very often you'd hear back from that individual to say, since you stepped out of things just haven't gone right. So by sort of taking that departmental style out of it, and actually being sort of the only point of contact from start to finish, I think it's going to have a massive impact on people's perception of, what dealing with an estate agent is like.
Yeah, no, totally agree. And Kyle, King's coronation Saturday, there is a rumor that you are soon to be crowned Avocado King of Content.
Oh, that's a rumor. Big rumor, that one. Big rumor.
It's the rumor. It's the rumor that your content is electric at the moment. So best places for people to find your Instagram reels, your Facebook reels, your Facebook posts. Where what's the URL for Instagram? Because we can't stream to Instagram. So if people want to check you out on Instagram, what should they be searching?
Yeah, Kyle Holder, Avocado, Twyford. Type that in, it'll pop up. So there's a lot of stuff going around. It's actually quite nice, just sort of going out places now and people going, "Oh, I've seen your content," and I'm thinking, I don't even know who you are. And so I'm still sort of starting to adjust to that now, because that seems to be happening quite a bit. But it's good because it means that the content is landing in the right areas, so it's getting to the right people to be able to share that with. But Kyle Holder _ Avocado Twyford. I have to remember because it's a long one and that's slightly different to Facebook. But yeah, check that out and you'll see just loads on there.
Check it out on Instagram. Love that. Little wrap up market update for Basingstoke, Sean. What's the general? I know you give us a little bit of a heads up on the sellers, but you mentioned price reductions. Is that a theme in Basingstoke at the moment? Is the demand not there for the prices that are being set by the agents, would you say? Or
Basingstoke's a big town. You've got a lot of estate agents. You've got a lot of opinions on pricing. You've got a lot of opinions on how to list a property. Just if you think about going on the market, just remember that you're going on to the market for a marketing price. Get it right from the very beginning if you can. Think about it. The old days of marketing a property at 359, 950 or 495 rather than 500. Just think about, is the estate agent telling me what the maximum I can sell for is, or is he giving me advice on how to market my home and how to put a strategy in place to find a buyer? So little tips is just make sure that you can get the price right, the marketing price, because the selling price comes from the negotiation of the agent.
Yeah, just get that launch price correct. It's never been more important to get it right. In a rising market that we've seen in kind of 2020, 2021, 22, you can get away with that because the market will catch up with you within 12 weeks. But in a market where it's plateaued, which is where we are at the moment, you can't get away with it. You will stick out like a sore thumb. It won't move. And then you will be the seller that's been sat on the market for too long. And too long in this day and age is anything around 6, 7, 8 weeks, really. So I think you mentioned that some properties were coming down in price after 7 days. That's just mental.
7 days, yeah. One from 410 down to 405. And then it came down to 400. And you think, well... with all respect, it's the same price.
Yeah.
So it's about, marketing, having a strategy, finding the buyers rather than telling people it's now worth $5,000 less, you can get $5,000 off, or it's now worth another $5,000 less. Well, you need to get the people in first to then negotiate. So,
yeah, I think what's important for people, it's a nice way to end the call, but I think what's important for people is to remember as an estate agent, really we have 3 jobs. And job number 1 is to support the client, consult where we need to, advise where we need to, be a sounding board. Dare I say, sometimes we're just there to listen, as an agent, and sometimes we're there to advise. But to support the client is number 1. Number 2 is marketing. We want to get as many eyeballs on your property as possible for the right type of eyeballs, not just send it out to 100,000 people, but who are going to be the right people. And to do that, the language, the pricing, the different strategies that goes into social media, and the strategy for Zoopla and Rightmove is also equally as important. You can't just slap it on there with 8 photos and hope for the best. So marketing expertise plays a huge part in that as well. And then after the property goes under offer, our goal is to make sure that it goes from under offer to the keys getting handed over and it being legally obliged and exchanged. And that is part of just understanding the conveyancing process as well. So support the client, market the property, and make sure it goes through, because it's still a third of properties in the UK that get an offer agreed and they don't complete, which is a real shame because it upsets a lot of people. So yeah, great point, Sean. Ollie, good luck tomorrow with the launch. I'm sure you're going to get lots of messages. I'm going to be watching and supporting. Kyle, loving the background. No suits, no leaflets. We won't say what's in the middle on a live call at 6 o'clock, but it highlights something else as well that we don't do.
Strategically behind the chair for a reason. I can step out of the way if needed, but the rest of the time, that's it. Keep it hidden. Yeah,
lots of pink in your room as well, which is cool to see. Sean, the fences are looking epic. Hopefully the parasol doesn't fly away, and it's great to hear all the success that's going on in the different locations for you as well, and hope the family enjoy the King's coronation. So we're back Thursday next week at 6. Thanks for joining, gents.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend,
See you
everyone.
soon.
Thanks to you all. Have a good one.